Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's good to have you back. Today it's a Monday morning. That means it's now 16 days. It's 2 weeks and 2 days since I was diagnosed with lymphatic cancer. Wednesday this week, I go in for tests. I'm going to have a biopsy on one of the lymphatic nodes in my neck, and from the presence of the proteins and the concentration of the proteins in my lymphatic fluid, they're going to be able to tell me the exciting news of exactly what type of lymphatic cancer I've got. And of course, they'll be able to tell me how far on it's progressed. So that means I can then fine-tune what I'm doing to make sure that I'm doing the very best to get myself back on my feet. Now, I've always looked after myself, done my best. I don't eat rubbish, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke cigarettes. I think the worst thing I've done to myself has been pretty continuous, and that's being a bit cavalier with the instructions on industrial chemicals. I've always just sort of held my breath a wee bit when there's a cloud of toxic smoke drifts past, or I've turned the other way while I've been doing something that's firing showers of toxic dust from paint and things like that into the air. Could be that's taken its toll. I don't know whether I'll ever get to the bottom of it. The lymphatic system is a system within your body that goes everywhere like your veins do, and it's responsible for pulling toxins out of your muscles and your flesh. Because you know how your hair dies and your skin dies, and well, inside you've got that kind of stuff going on too. You've got things living their life cycle and then dying and having to be replaced. So the cell makeup is constantly changing, and the thing about cancer is it's when cell growth gets out of control. The regulators within your body that control that fine balance of dying off and coming back to life gets out of hand, and that's the problem I've got. So I've got to work on cleansing and re-kick-starting my lymphatic system. So all of these things that you've been watching in the previous videos, you know, sort of here, and here, I've been putting these things up on screen that I want you to go and have a look at so that you have got access to the best information. All of those things should be getting me back on track. Now, what I'm hoping to achieve on Wednesday when I go to hospital is more information. And I guess the next stage after getting more information, because, okay, I'm getting more information, they're also getting more information. That will help them make a decision with my treatment. Now, they'll be wanting to get me onto one of the two great things that they push, chemo or radiation. I'm not interested in either because I've done my due diligence. I've not used the search engine that everybody normally uses, the one that we've been conditioned to use. I've gone out and found an impartial search engine that gives you all the results, not just the results that they want you to see. And by going to these websites, good one of those is here, I've found out all of the stuff that I need to know to find ways of repairing my body without resorting to these harsh chemical and radiation treatments. Some of the things I've got here. Would you believe these little slivers of wood in a packet are actually dried licorice root, and it tastes amazing. Now, every 2 days I'm getting 20 grams of these and 200 grams of this. And I'm putting that into 2.5 litres of water and making a tea out of it. And it's licorice and ginger tea. It tastes pretty damn good. But this dark coloured tea that you can see here, I'm drinking 1.5 litres of that a day, plus 1.5 litres of the famous Essiac tea, which was created by a French-Canadian woman from Quebec by the name of Kesa. This is her name spelt backwards. Now, this lady worked very closely with the Canadian native Indian folk, and she was studying and researching their herbal traditional remedies. And this was something that they came to rely on to cleanse the blood and the kidneys and the liver. And they use this as a cleanser, a cleaner, for cleaning toxins out of their livers, their bloodstream, and their kidneys. So it's still used today. It's available all over the world. I'm buying it at the moment until the plants that are required to make this finish growing in my garden. So I'm going to have to be buying this monthly for the next 6 months at least until I can make my own. It's dead easy to make. When I've got the ingredients of my own, I'll put up the recipe. But basically, it's 4 very strong herbs. The main one that's used in here is sheep sorrel, and the second largest quantity is burdock. And then along with those two, there's also a little bit of slippery elm powder, which I'm not going to grow because it's easy to get and it's low cost. So there's a little bit of slippery elm powder in there. And the fourth ingredient is Turkish rhubarb. And I am having a bit of trouble getting hold of Turkish rhubarb. But eventually that will turn up and I'll be able to make my own delicious Essiac tea. A therapeutic mix that just rebuilds the body in various ways. But I can't tell you on here because, of course, they don't like to hear things like this spoken about on YouTube. In here, I've got a measured dose for a 100 kg farm animal of horse paste. And I'm going to apply the measured amount to the back of my tongue and wash it down with some delicious licorice and ginger tea. Thankfully, this has got a really strong taste because this tastes pretty awful, but it's doing the business. I'm taking this on a regime of 4 days on, 5 days off. And that's because of the life cycle of the parasites. They're constantly laying eggs inside you, and those eggs are hatching. And because these things grow so fast, they rob your body of nutrients. So getting rid of the parasites is one of the first things that you need to do to break the cycle. So I'm working hard on that. I'm feeling so much better than I was 2.5 weeks ago when I was languishing in hospital. You know, what other news have I got for you? As mentioned in other videos, I am looking for a person or a family to come and live here. I've got a 3-bedroom cottage that's humble and small. We could say that it's compact and easy care, but the fact is it's a cute little old cottage that's a little bit outdated. It doesn't have the flashiest kitchen or the latest bathroom, but it has a hot shower and it has a toilet and it's got a lounge and 3 bedrooms and it's got nice carpet, and it's in a town that's a pretty cool place to live. So if there's anybody who shares my lifestyle and shares my dreams and would like to make this a better place, then let's have a chat. let's see about getting somebody here. Perhaps you've got a project, perhaps you've got a half-finished house bus or tiny home that you want to get finished. I've got tools for everything. And all the jobs that need doing, whether it's solar or plumbing or whether it's cabinet work, I've done all that stuff before. Even when it comes down to a good coat of 2-pack paint, I'm actually a pretty good car painter. So all of these things I can help with in exchange for somebody helping me with things. I just can't grunt and lift and push and shove and carry and do all the stuff that I used to do. So having somebody else around the place would be of benefit to me. So if you think that you might fit in, or if you think that I might fit in with you, then let's have a chat about it. We'll see if we can get somebody in here over the next month or two. I did make a special video about 3 days ago thanking everybody for the advice and the caring comments and the best wishes and thoughts and prayers and the ideas. People who've been coming up with other ideas that I haven't yet thought of. Treatment regimes. Certain people who've been doing studies and having great results that I haven't come across yet. You people have all been so much more help than that big search engine that everybody says that you should use. People are the answer. People working together, people helping each other are going to be the future, rather than AI and web-based information. I think we're going to go back to a very holistic approach of just going out and meeting the people that we need in our lives. And a great coming together of the right kind of people is going to be what it takes to get this world back on its feet again. One of the first things we've got to do to fix this is we've got to get rid of the old system. Now that means there's going to be a little bit of turmoil for a while, but you can't rebuild a broken system. You have to eliminate a broken system and start afresh. That's what needs to be done. And it's people like you and I who are going to see that transition. We're the gatekeepers. We're the people who can come up with the information at the right time to help these poor, unskilled younger people who haven't learnt how to look after themselves. All they know is that until 10 a.m. at McDonald's you can get a big breakfast, and there's always something to watch on Netflix. Now when those two things are gone, these people are going to be a little bit lost, and will require people like you and I to show people what you can eat and what you can drink and where you can live, and just basic life skills. So we're very important, and we need to extend our longevity for as long as possible so that we can do as much good work. So you can see that I'm running out of things to say. This video has been a little bit of a ramble because I brought you all my current information over the last 2 weeks. We're pretty much up to date now. Until something new happens to me, there won't be any massive updates on the wellness front. But as my health improves, I'm going to be tackling a few jobs around here. And yes, I'm going to be getting back into fixing things, making things, rebuilding things and recycling things, because I know you love that. But it won't be anything that involves a lot of pushing and shoving and grunting. I'll be doing a few small projects, probably here on the desk in front of me. So thanks for hanging out with me for the last 5 or 10 minutes and listening to this catch up. I've got another pretty cruisy day ahead of me here, but I wish you all the very best in what you do today. And I hope that over the next couple of days, I've got some interesting news for you, especially on the results of this biopsy. Then we can delve a little bit deeper into some research and probably find out some new things about exactly what I should be doing to myself to get rid of this dreaded lurgy that's taken over my body. Now look, if you're getting any value from these videos, if you appreciate what I'm talking about, if I've passed on any little tips and tricks that you can use yourself, you do get the chance to thank me. Now I've got no income at the moment because of this, and it will be very beneficial if I could just get a few coins in the coffers again, just so that I can cope with these extra expenses that I've had through having to purchase a whole lot of herbs and preparations. So if you'd like to help, there's a website up here called Buy Me a Coffee, where you get the chance to tip a few of your spare dollars over in my direction so that I can keep up this good work.